Welcome to Single Tree Nation. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, the host and owner of Single Tree Woodfire Barbecue. We are here to build community through undeniable hospitality, storytelling, and the perfect plate of barbecue. Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. We're just going to do it live. Okay? Just going to go live. I think this is like the 5th time we've done this, so now we're just going to go live. I kid. Jokes for those who get it. As always, I'm your man, Charlie, and next to me is our illustrious co-host.
What is up, everybody? The giggle behind the mic.
The Giggle Meister.
Golly.
Hey, today is our Christmas episode.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry holidays.
Merry holidays.
Happy Christmas.
Did
Merry
you know,
holidays.
and just in case, Christmas Eve is the day before Christmas every year.
Christmas Eve is the day before Christmas.
For any of those
Did you know that
calendar
Christmas
issues.
Eve is going to be the 24th every single year?
Every year.
Yeah,
So
100% of the time.
it's not as fun when it doesn't
For
carry
those
the
of
weight of
For those of you in the
that
audience,
first punch.
so you just got to do it live.
Do it live. So
Oh my Lord. As always, we are having a blast before and during and after the show.
I think the pre-show could be a show.
You know, I have thought about...
If we didn't have to discuss business sometimes, like just the pre-show.
I thought about just going live on YouTube for pre-show.
Oh, that'd be a good time.
You know, just have a YouTube live of pre-show and then shut it off.
That'd be cool.
It's quite the teaser.
You know, maybe that's something we
I think
do
you
in
have to now.
2025.
2025. There you go.
Hey, stay tuned. Things may be happening.
Oh yeah.
Well, things are happening.
I was gonna say I think they are.
They are.
I heard the little
Fingers crossed.
your intro, not intro, but your little nugget that you dropped last week. So
Yeah.
it'll be a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
time
we
this
got
airs,
some
but, yeah.
good stuff. Good stuff that is coming down the pipe for 2025 and beyond. Super excited about that. But today we're going to talk about Christmas and all things in Christmas and the holiday season. But I think we wanted to start with some college football.
There's your
Because
Christmas present.
today, when this episode airs today, or will be airing,
Bowl season.
bowl season starts.
The whole season will be upon us.
Yeah. So
When this airs, the Vols are playing tomorrow night. Oh yeah.
Right.
I can't wait.
Ohio State.
The amount of chatter that has gone on social medias between those two fan bases already.
Woo.
But even more so, I know just enough Ohio State fans to be able to kind of throw a few punches. But I don't wear orange-colored glasses. I want to.
Now look,
I think it'll be a great game.
I wear orange colored glasses, but I'm also optimistically realistic about this game.
Look,
So-
here's the only stat I want to throw out there. We are the only team in the college football playoff with a top 10 defense and offense. That doesn't mean you win them all. I'm just saying we got top 10 on both sides of the ball, and that's helpful. So
Yes, it is helpful for sure.
we also have the toughest path to the championship because this
We do.
bracket is awful, but that's a whole nother issue.
Yes,
Fired up.
I don't disagree with anything you've said.
It's
Now,
hard to.
I will say Tennessee had the 29th hardest schedule in college football,
Okay.
and Ohio State had I think it was the 67th hardest schedule in college football. So, and they both ended up with the same record at the end of the year.
Right.
Tennessee, I believe, is
Those are
going
very
to
different losses, though, in my opinion.
very much so.
I'm just saying.
Very much so. So I think this is going to be the first time Ohio State has played someone with the power that Tennessee has to run the ball, the dual threat of Nico, and
Say his name real fast.
Nico.
Uh-huh.
Nico.
Say the other
Nico.
Iamaleava.
Nico.
I got it down. I will sit there like I'm an announcer some Saturdays, and I'll say it like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Iamaleava.
Nico.
That's it.
Yeah. I know how to say his name, and it starts with an N-I-K-K-O.
It's C-O. N-I-C-O.
Well, my dog's name's Nico, and I spell it N-I-K-K-O. Okay? So...
Fair enough. Can't argue with. I mean, you're bringing statistics, so
yeah.
Or
so look, resources. I think it's going to be one of the best games of the playoffs. I think it's going to be
the first round.
I think for the first, for the first round. Yeah. I think it's going to be one of those games that, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter.
You know what game I want to be a good game? I want Notre Dame, Indiana to be a good game.
Me too.
Not necessarily because I care about either one of those teams. I just want to see. First of all, I've always been a Notre Dame hater. So, I mean, I'll admit that. I don't think it's right that they're not in a conference and they kind of pick up some of those perks. As an individual school, they held the NBC contract for tons of years before all that stuff was going on. And so I get it. So I'm a little bit of a Notre Dame hater. But for whatever reason, I think that's got the potential to be a really good game. First of all, Notre Dame's in Indiana. And so, you know, they've got that hometown kind of like a little bit of a grudge match kind of thing going. I think it could be a lot of fun. I do think, though, the flip side of things, I think Texas pretty easily beats Clemson. And I may be dead wrong about that. I think they do, and I think Texas and has a fairly easy shot towards the championship because of that. And I may be dead wrong. I shouldn't say easy because they're that same side of the bracket with Tennessee and Oregon. Do we agree that on the left side of the bracket between?
Look, I think if Tennessee has a shot at going to the national championship. Mm-hmm. They are going to have to play Texas to get there.
I agree. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. But Georgia is almost, you could just pencil them in. Like, if I'm a Georgia fan, I'm going to go ahead and buy some. I'm going to go ahead and reserve my.
I disagree, man.
Who do they play first?
Carson Beck's out.
They're going to play the winner of Notre Dame, Indiana.
Oh.
And then if they win that one, they're playing whoever comes out of Penn State, SMU, and Boise State.
Mm.
Yeah,
it's just not a super strong side of the bracket. Is what I'm pointing out.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
Carson Beck,
but Carson Beck is out,
who's not fantastic in of his own.
No, and he is what Kirby Smart thinks is the best for that team.
True.
In comparison to their backup, and I can't remember their backup's name.
Gunner something.
And he's a tough sumbitch. But like that dude is like, did you see that hit?
Yes.
Holy cow. I thought his face was coming off.
You also get, though, 3 weeks to prep.
That's true.
And you give me 3 weeks with a guy who already knows our system. All I got to do is get him game ready with Kirby Smart. And I'm not a Kirby Smart fan. I don't think it is as big a fall off as they think it is. So,
well, the problem is nobody knows because we've only seen the guy for a quarter.
He took that hit, though, and he popped right up.
Look, I'm telling you, he's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough. To get hit that hard, he was knocked out cold.
Yeah.
I don't care. It may not have been for very long, but before his back hit the ground, he was sleeping. Okay? That dude's face was night.
It was. He took a shot. He absolutely took a shot.
Now, so I got conspiracy theory.
Oh, here we
Not
go.
even really conspiracy
Do
theory.
it. This is where it's going to count.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that a top 5 team will win the national championship this year.
Wow. Why would you think that? Because give me okay, you know what? I'll take a step back. I can roll not a top 5 team. All right.
Wait,
not seeds, not seeded. Okay, top 5.
Wait, what was it? I missed it.
I don't think one of the top 5 teams is going to win. Well, it's seeds too. I guess the same difference. No, because Arizona State would have been the 5th seed, right? Isn't that what it was? Wasn't Arizona State 5th?
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the top 5 teams in the nation. So you take the top 5 teams. You got Oregon, right? You got Penn State, Georgia. Was it Boise?
Yeah.
Who was 5th?
My internet's slow today. My apologies.
I got you.
Oh, you good. Let's see. 1 is
Notre
Oregon,
Dame.
2 is Georgia.
Notre Dame was there.
Yes. 3 is Boise State, 4 is Arizona State, 5 is Texas.
Is that the rankings or the seeds?
I don't know what you mean by that. To me, they're the same. I'm looking at this official college
That's the
football.
seeds.
Okay.
So the ranking,
The
is
last
different.
like AP ranking.
The college football playoff
All right.
ranking, yeah.
Whatever.
So the ranking of how they're ranked in the
That is the same thing.
Yeah, it is because they didn't reseed them. That was one of the big knocks again is that it should have been reseeded once the 12 are set.
I agree
They
with
should
that.
reseed, and I completely agree with that.
Oh, well, then the before the ranking prior to college championship week, I guess.
I mean, I'm not wrong. Ohio State and Tennessee have a shot. The others, the other top ones,
Now,
if you will.
Here's what I'm going to tell you that I don't think. I think they did a huge disservice to college football by not putting Army in.
Oh, I completely agree. I 100% agree.
112,000%. No questions asked. How do you leave out an 11-1 team when you have teams in the college football playoff that have 3 losses?
Well, but Clemson won their championship. This is what, to me, makes the case of we don't need conference championships because you had teams who.
I don't care about the college championship, the championships. Like I like that. Like you can win your conference. Cool. We've done that. It's a tradition.
But you can win your
the whole
conference
nine yards.
without doing that.
But I don't think that should have any bearing on the playoff.
But
If you win your conference championship, that shouldn't automatically guarantee you a seed in. Because
I mean, I'm not against you there.
Clemson,
I'm just saying.
like Clemson came in. What were they ranked? 16th or 17th when they went into the championship?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
now aren't they and they didn't they play SMU for the conference championship?
Yeah.
And they beat SMU, and then SMU's still in. I'm not saying SMU should have been out. What I'm saying is that takes away all the weight of the conference championship then. If it's irrelevant, don't even have it there. You can have a conference champion, fine. But you can figure that out through seeding and head-to-head and all that
Schedule,
stuff,
whatever
whatever.
you wanna do, yeah.
So you don't have to do that part. But I think they had a huge disservice by not including Army because that team, watching that team play this past Saturday, that is a fun team to watch. They're 11-1. They had some. I want to say they had a couple top 25 wins, and so
The only team they lost to was Notre Dame.
right. And so like
That's it.
that you've got a case. I think they have a case for me personally.
And it's not like Notre Dame slaughtered them. They
No,
beat them.
right,
They beat them
correct.
soundly, don't get me wrong, but they didn't slaughter them.
I see what you're saying now about the rankings versus the thing. Clemson is currently 16th ranked, but they're number 12 in the thing. Ohio State was 6th ranked. They're number 8 in the bracket. Arizona State is 12th in the bracket. They're 4th and got a bye somehow. I don't even pretend to understand how they got to that point. Your top 5 ranked teams are
How is that possible?
right. Exactly.
Right.
Who?
Oregon.
Because you won your conference
They're
championship.
Pac-12 though, right? They're Pac-12.
Yes.
It's one of the Power
Oregon's
Four.
Pac-12.
No, Oregon's not Pac-12 anymore, are they? I thought they moved.
Where did they
No,
go?
Big Ten. Aren't
Yeah. So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
wow.
your top 5 teams, as you're saying, Notre Dame's at 5, Penn State's at 4,
Who is Penn State?
Texas is 3, Georgia is 2, and Oregon is 1. And you don't think a top 5 team wins? Top 5 team wins? Well, that's hard.
Yeah. I think the best shot is Penn State or Notre Dame.
No way.
I wholeheartly disagree with you.
That's the best
Completely
shot.
disagree with you.
Georgia would.
But what y'all this is where the conspiracy comes in.
Let's go.
Okay.
This better be a heck of a conspiracy
you-
to think that they have the best shot.
So prior to this year, we had a 4-team playoff,
yeah.
right? Okay. So now college football about money
Yes.
or is college football about the game?
What's about money?
Money.
Okay.
100%.
So if you have the number 1 seed team win, they just go destroy everybody. What happens?
Well, I don't think they destroy everybody.
What kind of
first of all.
feedback you get?
You get great feedback because somebody's going to make a case of, see, we could have just left it at this or that. I think, though, if you do have a bottom tier team come in and win,
If SMU wins the whole thing, what are you gonna get?
I'm going to say it's rigged. I'm going to get upset is what I'm going to get.
Get upset.
But
Why? Why would you get upset?
if SMU wins the whole thing,
That'd be crazy.
I've watched SMU play.
Yeah, that's fair. But hey, you can get on a high
There's
streak.
no way you could. I don't think you could. No offense to Arizona State. I watched their conference championship because it was the only game on at that time slot this past Saturday.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty game.
No.
Like, and I'm not taking. Look. I will
Who did they
harp.
play?
It was somebody with similar colors because my wife was pissed because
Wasn't it Iowa?
It was yeah, it's the Cyclones. Yeah, it was Iowa State.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just not good football. I'm not nothing against them.
The game sucked.
But you can literally look at and
it
look.
wasn't
I
good.
will harp against Michigan and Ohio State always because I'm just that's the SEC fan of me, right? But at least when you watch Ohio State play, as much as I hate to even say this out loud, the majority of the time it's good football. Yeah. Now, when you bring in your biggest rival, they'll have a little flub there. Fine, whatever. Oregon, that's good football, which, by the way, possibly one of my favorite coaches in college football and Dan Lanning right now. Dude is phenomenal to watch. I love his excitement. I love his passion. He's the what's the Lions coach?
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. He's the Dan Campbell at the college level for me right now. Like, dude is just stoked. Right. He's excitable. But I just can't take even Penn State, who is not an awful team. I like James Franklin a lot. I just don't think they go hold water with some of these bigger teams. And as much as I will rail against these teams, I got to.
Today is 12-20. Okay.
Yeah.
Who are you picking as the national champion today?
Oh, ouch. As the national champion today.
As the national champion
today. The game has not been played.
I'm going
the people,
Georgia.
It has nothing, no bowl has started yet, right? So they start today. So who are you going to tell the wonderful listeners we have to go pick to be millionaires today?
Can I say who's going to play in the championship instead of saying the winner?
Sure.
Start there. Yes, but I want a winner.
It's going to be Georgia versus. It's going to be Georgia versus Oregon.
I like that.
That's
the 1 and 2 seeds. But
it is the 1 and 2 seed, but
they're the best.
I'm not like stepping way out there to pick those two.
No.
Texas doesn't show a great, like they haven't played a team with a great defense yet, and I think
Georgia
that
twice and lost twice. So
let me rephrase my statement.
Oh, you don't?
They haven't played somebody outside their conference with a great defense. I mean, Georgia's going to go Georgia against, and now Georgia's not a perfect team.
No.
If what's his face is in there, he's not an attractive young man, but he's not Carson Bent, man. He's just
my friend's a diehard Georgia fan.
I've got some.
She's like,
he looks
he's
like
this dweeby.
Dweeby is the right
you know what he reminds
word.
me of?
He's not ugly. He's just not attractive. Like
He reminds me
he's
of
a
Sid.
solid 5. Like he's just right there.
Bro, that
You
dude
can take him home, but you're not going to show him off.
He got
Like
a
you
curly
just
head.
that dude reminds
really
me
is.
of Sid the Sloth.
no. I got to disagree.
Look at that dude in the face.
I know. I disagree.
Look at that dude without his helmet on.
I'm
In
full.
the
I gotta
face.
disagree.
Put them side by side. Yeah, see, now you're putting it together. You're like, yeah, those eyes are on the side of his
Oh
head.
my god!
No, see, look.
See? See?
Hang on a second.
Flip that
I'm
monitor over.
I'm
Yeah.
about to pull this up on the screen. Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
I don't want it to be
Side
right.
by side.
There's a TikTok about this. Yo.
I ain't the only one, bro.
No, you're not.
I ain't the only one.
No.
But I'm just saying.
He looks like Sid.
Okay, I'm going to go back to my pick, though. I'm going to take Oregon. I think Oregon's got a great chance. It could be.
Oh my gosh! This is
Are you ready for this?
You never know what's going to be on Trent's screen.
Are you ready for
Shut
this?
your butt.
What in the world? Why? Why is that right?
You've seen this TikTok, Charlie.
I have not. I didn't know it existed. But I'm telling you, look. I mean, it's all right. It's all there. I mean,
That poor
even
young
a
man.
haircut.
Y'all leave him alone. I'll tell you.
That's one of the greatest moments
it's
in single
outstanding.
tree. It's one of the greatest moments in single tree history.
I like that Charlie just stood by it too.
He's like, no, just pull it up.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Just pull it right up.
Man, look at it, man. That's all you got to do.
I really think Oregon probably wins it all. I'll go out there. I mean, it's not a big. I mean, it's not to say they can't trip up. They are on the more challenging side of the bracket, in my opinion. But I think Oregon probably wins it all.
So
If it's about money and you want the focus and the attention, whatever, you make an SEC team go against one of the other big teams. If it's all SEC, if it's Georgia, Texas, you lose a lot of people. You got your hardcore Texas people going to watch because it's Texas, yes. But I think if you take Georgia, SEC, or Oregon, West Coast, and that's your biggest match.
That's the biggest money.
That's your biggest match if you want it to be about money and whatever. If you're wanting it to be about fan bases, you want Notre Dame and Texas.
Ooh. Oh, that would be awful.
That would be awful to have to hear anybody in green and gold talk because I can't imagine that.
I'm with you on the Notre Dame hate.
But
They're annoying.
If you go Notre Dame, Texas, you literally get quite possibly the largest fan bases out there because Notre Dame's such a huge fan base. They're spread so far and wide. I still think Oregon, Georgia's probably your final.
it's funny that you said Notre Dame and Texas.
Because that's who you got.
So that's what I think.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly think I don't think Georgia's got the stamina to hold up through what they're going to have to hold up through.
Let me ask this. The first game is the weekend of the 21st, right?
The 20th,
20th, 21st.
Yep. 12/20 today.
And then you have I can't do it. Let's do it live. It's going to play in my head all night long. I'm sorry. And then the week, when's the next set of games? Because what I'm looking at doesn't have dates. Okay, no, here we go.
The following weekend, isn't it?
No, the quarterfinals are New Year's.
Yeah, New Year's.
So the Tuesday, Wednesday. New Year's Eve is Boise State, Penn State winner versus SMU. Boise State versus the Penn State SMU winner.
Okay.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the semifinals will be Thursday and Friday, January 9th and 10th. And then the national championship is to be determined at 7:30.
On the 20th?
It doesn't. I don't have a date.
Yeah, that's what mine says.
Okay, so this is
January
going to
20th.
stretch all the way out to January.
Stay tuned with Single Tree Barbecue, as there probably will be a wing special for that day.
There you go.
Just in case you're watching.
I need those
If
ones.
Georgia's still in at that point, you've now given Kirby Smart 2 months with his quarterback. I think Georgia's got a great shot. I mean, I just do. So it'll be Georgia, Oregon. Don't bet on that, please, but it'll be Georgia, Oregon.
Look, I will tell you that if Carson Beck comes back, I think the percentages of Georgia winning go down.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
you like Gunner
Yes.
better than Beck?
I like Gunner better than Beck. Gunner doesn't get rattled when people come after him. He proved that in the last game in the Texas.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What's the ugliest game on here?
The ugliest game.
Ugliest game, first round. The ugly, whether it's ugly football. A lot of people think they're all going to be lopsided. A lot of people think the only competitive game in that first round is Tennessee, Ohio State.
I do think that is the best game in the first round.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Hands down.
There's part of me that wants Texas to just throttle Clemson.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it will either. I think that's kind of why I want it to. I want Texas because
Look, I'm not a Texas believer. I don't think they're that good. I haven't thought they were that good all year. I think
Clemson's been hot down the stretch.
They have been.
and Clemson has been on freaking fire. So
They have
I'm
been.
really kind of not sure that that's going to be anything other than a fourth quarter match. Worst game? I mean,
Honestly,
honestly,
the first 4. What's the worst game?
yeah, Penn State, SMU.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think you got 2 middle school ball clubs going after it, and we're going to see who fucking can run it the most up the middle.
I don't think you're wrong.
dude, I would love it if Indiana won. Dude, that would be amazing.
I will cheer so hard for that.
Me too. I mean, it's hard to hate on that Indiana team.
It is. It's hard to hate on them.
The
good.
coach is awesome. The
It
coach is like,
just-
Google me. I win. Or what did he say?
and, yeah.
That was a legendary quote.
And
It's like,
they beat Notre Dame. That's.
Now I'm going to make a prediction for you. The Notre Dame Texas. I think if Texas can get by Clemson and Arizona State,
Yep.
which I think, quite honestly, I think Arizona State's going to be their
easier
biggest
game.
going to be their biggest walk through kind of
Right,
run
right.
win.
Well, what about Tennessee over there?
So
Oh, they have to play Oregon.
They got to play Oregon,
they got to play
and
Oregon.
you have to play
But the only reason
probably Texas.
the only reason I think
That's tough, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That left side of the bracket is so much.
the
quote,
only
harder.
reason I would pick Texas is I think Tennessee is going to come out hot today and do everything in their power to beat Ohio State. It's going to be a tough game because it's at Ohio State. I think the following game at the Rose Bowl with Oregon is going to be way different than everybody anticipates because
Probably.
Oregon hasn't played anybody with the speed of offense that Tennessee has
And
Right.
defense, honestly.
and the powerfulness of the defense that they have. Tennessee's got some playmakers on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? That
Like
Was it
their
the
whole
right
front
tackle?
seven is crazy.
right in was it Curse? Is that his name?
I have no idea.
I mean, I think the dude's got 9.5 sacks. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I'm
you're
really
a
pulling for
beast,
Tennessee.
you know. So if that
It's hard for me
happens,
to say.
you know, then on the 10th you would have Tennessee and Texas playing in the Cotton Bowl.
That's gonna be, dude. That would be wild.
That's
too.
got an old school. Just saying that out loud sounds so old school and so awesome.
Yeah, that'd be.
Wasn't
sick.
there a huge game between the two of them in like the late '80s, early '90s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, may have been.
There's gonna be so many shades of orange.
Oh, dude, piss somebody
But
off.
I mean, look, how cool would that be to have the two of them play in the Cotton Bowl?
All right. Yeah.
Look,
can
I don't think my prediction on Tennessee. I think they're going to have a harder time with Ohio State than they're going to with Oregon.
Ooh.
I disagree with that.
I
don't know.
That's what I think of for the simple fact of I don't think Tennessee is going to have a hard time stopping Oregon. I think their defense is just that brutal in comparison to what Oregon has seen so far.
Sure.
And there's one thing of looking at it on film and knowing
That's
where
true.
the guys are going to go. And there's another thing when you're sitting across from a 350-pound dude who wants to rip your head off.
Yeah. I do have a question for y'all. Y'all are both Tennessee fans, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Help me understand why there's so many different oranges.
There's only one.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
Well,
Listen, here's the thing.
There's only supposed to be one.
You have
does it fade? Does it? What
You have-
happens?
you
what
have-
happens?
you have knockoffs and you have different companies trying to create this and that and whatever. They have like an authentic color swatch
Yeah.
that has all the numbers and all the whatever to it. The problem is you can sell unlicensed stuff as long as it's not the actual color, and people will knock that kind of stuff off.
Yeah.
And it is a weird orange. Let's be honest.
It
It's
is.
not like a pure orange.
Yeah.
But man, against that black, I don't care what team it is. If it's baseball, if basketball
black's
did it
hard.
last week,
And the gray. I like
that
the gray.
black and that gray next to the orange,
Yeah, it's pretty
God
sick.
dang,
I
it
can't
looks so
even-
good
I can't
every
even
time.
hate. But
So-
I'll just see pictures. It'll be like a
It
group
is.
photo.
What
at a
annoys
Tennessee
me
game,
is-
and there's like 9 shades of orange.
There'll be something on the sideline.
It's the sunset, bro. It's just the sunset.
Right.
I can't help
Even on the sideline,
It's the
there's
lighting.
people that'll have wrong color orange on. I'm like, you're supposed to be an official university
Come
here.
on,
Like,
man.
what are you doing?
Okay.
And so I agree with you on that point.
But I don't feel like any other school has that problem.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Even like Tar Heel Blue, like it's the same.
I mean, you're right. I agree.
It throws me off.
Baby blue.
All right, so
All right, mac
I'm
or
not
beans,
talking
baby.
crap.
Mac or
It just cracks
beans.
me up.
Would you rather?
Hey, Christmas. Let's talk Christmas.
Yes. Yeah, we're
The
on
Christmas football special.
What's the
Christmas
line?
football,
It's
yeah,
the,
this is
it's the
this is
gift
the
that
college
keeps on
football.
giving,
It
Clark.
really college football playoff special more than it is the Christmas special. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey,
We're talking
seriously.
football today.
That is very. It is
Put a Christmas tree for the thumbnail on this.
Yeah,
all right?
right. Yeah, we got you on that.
Shouts to your student.
Yeah.
With the college
Getting
bracket on the other
feedback.
side.
That's it. That's right.
College bracket.
Yeah.
I got that.
Put a
we'll
link
figure
to
out
a
how to
betting
make that
site
happen.
too. Just don't make it legal or just something
Right.
like that.
Yeah, just
Or
don't-
valid.
Don't add the link.
Yeah, don't actually. Yeah, there you go.
So would you rather see a game that is defense oriented and power eye, run the ball hardcore on both sides of the fence, and not a lot of points, or a shootout on both sides and we're throwing the ball deep and scoring?
Give me a 14-13 game every time.
Really?
I love it.
I love a shootout.
The
I'm a shootout
shootouts
guy.
are so much fun.
Yeah.
Who had the Georgia Tech went 8 overtimes,
Unbelievable. That was so crazy.
and it was a blast to watch.
Yeah,
Don't
it
get me wrong. There's a lot of fun in that, and screw the NCAA or whoever did the 2-point thing after. Let them
wild.
run. I want 90 points on the board. I don't care if they score a touchdown. That should be their option. But anyway. But there's something about just a defensive clash. You had to earn those points. Defensive games usually have bigger hits somewhere. There's somewhere where somebody is like that defense is on their game, and no matter how well you're trying to score, everybody's in the right spot. Everybody's doing their job.
Now let me ask you this: if you were at the game,
Shootout.
does that change?
Yes, if I'm at the game, I want to shoot out all day long.
I'm just checking.
But
just checking.
the football purist to me, you remember the game? This was probably 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's Georgia, Alabama. It's like it's Alabama, LSU.
Yeah, that was.
It's like
I was
9-6.
about to bring that up.
Yeah.
At
That's
LSU
too
didn't
much.
it's almost too much. It
too
literally
much.
is because LSU didn't cross the 50-yard line. Like I mean,
Right.
it was insane. Flip that though, 2 or 3 years after that, you've got
Well, just look
Georgia,
at the Georgia
Alabama.
Texas game, the first half of the Georgia Texas
Correct.
game this last week.
That's your ideal game.
Yeah.
A defensive battle first half, everybody
Yeah,
starts
there
scoring
you go.
second half.
Yeah.
Go, well,
There
bring
you
it
go.
on.
There
So
you go.
Look, I didn't want. Look, I turned it off after about halfway through the first quarter. I'm like,
I don't want to watch more field goals.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
I get it.
So, and then my son was like, "Hey, Pop,
You may want to sit back
you may
down.
want to come back over and watch this.
This is getting pretty good.
It's getting pretty interesting."
It
Yeah.
was. That was a fun game.
I hear that. I do agree with you, Derry. Like a 14-17 or something like that.
That is a
That's
fun.
21.
There's just enough scoring
Yeah.
to kind of wet your whistle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the defense is
Gotta
showing
have
out.
a couple of touchdowns.
Man, yeah.
So we were talking about something at the house the other day. You've been here for your entire life, and so have I. But we were talking about going to sporting events, and I told somebody, I told my wife that my favorite sporting event to go to was Preds games,
Oh yeah, they're fun.
By far.
but not today, not anymore.
No. Well, I mean, they don't.
Back when they first came, before they were good.
Well,
And you could
They're not
go
good now.
and you could get good seats for a reasonable price. Like it's like going to a Sounds game.
so
Like
here,
the stadium's super
yes,
nice.
Yes.
You can get good seats at a reasonable price. Enjoy the show. Watch the game.
Here's the spin I'll put on it. When the Preds were new, it was the new shiny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went through a lull, then they start winning. Now you're able to
runs
actually
so
enjoy the
long.
game.
Yeah.
The moment you walk in up there at Bridgestone Arena, it is entertainment from the second you get inside the door.
100%.
Yeah.
Like whether it's
For sure.
the way the advertising is done, the way everybody's in there, you've got all the different avenues. Once you make it inside to where you can see the ice, it just amplifies it. And then when you start learning the crowd chants,
Yep.
thanks Paul, you suck, like all that's going on,
Yeah.
it is entertainment start to finish.
Start to
now,
finish.
I haven't been in probably 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I'd be willing to bet it's probably not the same this year because the product's not quite the same. But you could still go in there for an entertainment value.
Yeah.
It is top notch.
It's great.
Absolutely.
It's great.
And they've done a fantastic job with that. And if they could get, I mean, I haven't been watching. It's too early. Hockey's one of those. I
So
don't
let
pay
me
attention to
let me
till after
ask
New
you
Year.
this. and this is part of this. The whole question is the reason I brought it up. The Titans are such an amazing football team. Why are they not as
Is that tongue in cheek?
so much?
Just a touch.
Why are they not? Why is it not as fun to go to a Titans game as it is to a Predators game?
For me, the NFL it just is. Unless you've got a winning team or the big name factor, it's just a business.
Yeah.
And from like
That would make sense.
They have it's like you think about a college football game, which is something I feel like they need to get under control. Some of these games are starting to stretch towards 4 hours.
Yeah,
You can almost with the NFL set your clock by unless there's an anomaly, an injury or something they had to review for a little while, whatever. They know that game goes from 12 to 3:05, 3:15. The next game kicks off like that. It's a business. They've got it down to science. They know how to sell that product. If you don't have the big name, if you don't have the big sell, it's tough. And the Titans right now don't have the big sell. I mean,
they got rid of all their players.
They got rid of all the players. Look at what all those players are doing right now as well.
Yeah.
Also, the Titans have to. I think they're at the point now. If they don't win out, then their first year under this new guy is worse than Vrabel's worst year, and like those start to get and the reason I bring up the business side of it, it starts to make your front office look bad.
Oh,
and
yeah.
once the ticket's sold, once that's gone, if you don't still care, and I think that's the big difference is a lot of these teams still have front office who care. It's not just the ticket. It is that entertainment value. It is the XYZ filling the gaps.
I was actually talking about it today. There's too many businesses in today's world that care more about the money than they do the people.
Right.
And profit over people is never
Will kill the product every time.
Never going to make you a profitable company.
Every time.
Right.
This was years ago. I'm probably in college, went to the Silver Dome, watch Atlanta play. They were playing the Vikings. And in those years, those weren't your two top big teams, right?
No, they were trash.
What they were still doing in Atlanta was fantastically fun. And they weren't good then. And it wasn't even a great game. It was the old turf. The Silver Dome was a little older at that point, like it just wasn't a blast. But what we did in there, first of all, I think the city sells itself as well.
Yeah.
Atlanta had a whole lot going on. You still have a ownership team. Who cares? Nashville as a city's got lots going on, but I think our ownership team. I mean, I'm still going to go to the fact that you live in a whole nother state where your competitor is, and somebody that's still in your conference and even in your division is not here. And I think that creates as long as, we can sign all the checks and make a little money at the end of the month. And there starts to get something where in there that element gets lost.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
Doesn't Atlanta have like the cheapest concessions?
They
too?
do.
Yeah,
Notoriously cheap.
Yeah.
They sure do. So,
It's an
and
amazing
I
stadium.
think that's a good, I don't know. The last time I was at Bridgestone was a concert.
Dude, it's so expensive.
I couldn't even afford to walk up to the counter for concessions. I was like, wait a minute. Better
They
keep your hand on your
charge-
wallet.
Same
They
in
charge you to
Nissan,
get in
bro.
line.
Yeah, that's right. No, sir, you're in line. That's $12. What do you mean?
Excuse me, sir.
You spoke to me. It's another $6. Like, it's just like that's what it felt like. I was $20, and all I did was just walk up to the register. I was like, oh,
I just wanted a water.
They ask you if
and
you're
some
pro-
popcorn.
They're asking if your
$38.
pronouns are poor or rich.
yeah, right. How do you identify? Broke. Now.
Oh, then you're going. Yeah.
Hey, can I do? I got one thing to say about the Preds back. I remember the height of the Stanley Cup run.
Yeah.
And this guy, I think he was from Toronto, like a diehard hockey guy forever and ever. He said he had never seen anything in his 30 plus years of watching hockey like Nashville.
That energy in that building,
Bro, that
it was
the whole city.
the whole city. It was
Yeah.
wild.
I mean,
Everybody
out
wanted.
here-
It was an expensive ticket. You couldn't get in.
Nah.
Everybody wanted to, and it was
that
just
such a special run.
absolutely
Man,
awesome.
I hate we didn't get it.
Didn't get nothing out of it. Trashy.
Man.
So
Freaking, what's his name? Sidney Crosby's bitch. I still can't stand that guy. Anyway, all right. What else
Well,
we got? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
we have taken our Christmas episode and turned it into a sports broadcasting show.
I love it.
Merry Christmas.
So, with that being said,
That's amazing.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all of the things. Do you got a Friday feel good for us?
Of course I got to Friday feel good.
Come on.
Man. Hey, listen, guys. Admit your struggles. That way you've identified them, and then that allows you to focus on exactly what you need to repair, what you need to fix, and then move on. Do not sit in the struggle, but make them known, admit them. That this is very much rooted in some personal things for me now, and I'm admitting some shortcomings to myself, and it's just like, here we go. So admit them. That way you can identify them, and then you can repair them, fix them, and get better. Y'all know what to do. Find somebody you know, tell them you love them.
That's outstanding.
fire,
I love it, man. Hits the spot for the week. Hey, look, guys, do me a favor. Take some time this week to spend some time with your family. It is Christmas. It's time to really love on friends and family and be thankful for what you have, not what you want. Christmas is not about the things that you can get. It's about the things that you can give to others and put smiles on people's faces. We love doing everything we can to help our community, and I truly believe this time of year just kind of amplifies that. So y'all do me a favor. As Derry said just a second ago, please find somebody you know, tell them you love them, and find somebody you don't know and tell them you love them too. So until next week, guys, we'll see you then.
Say it, Derry.
Y'all be good.
Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, leave us a 5-star review and come see us at the restaurant.